All right, Logan, I'm starting the video for you. Okay. So, Tuesday, we're working problems from this packet. Wednesday, you guys are going to be working problems from this packet on your own. On Thursday, we're going to Zoom and check these problems. You'll have more problems to do. This packet has 200 problems. If you can do every problem on this packet, you'll be fine on your exam. If you can't do a big wad of them, then you need to learn how to do them before the exam. Friday, you have a test. You're probably going to have some more problems because we've got to get all these reviews in. On Saturday, there is an optional Zoom for just Algebra 2. If you attend 1 hour, you get +5 on your exam. If you attend 2 hours, you get +5 on the exam and 1 extra homework drop. I drop 1. This will give you 1 extra homework drop, so I'll drop 2 for you, okay? This Zoom on Monday night is with pre-calc. So what I'm basically going to do on Monday night is I'm going to call on people and work problems they need to see. This one on Saturday is just y'all. This one on Monday night is pre-calc and Algebra 2. Next week, yes?
So the Monday one is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. or?
Yes.
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, we are Zooming every day at 9 a.m. Whoever is making the noise, mute yourself. We're Zooming every day next week at 9 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So go ahead and prepare yourself now. Next week, we're going to Zoom every day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Every day, we're going to be working on this review packet. Your final exam, the last time that you will have anything to do for me is next Thursday. It's going to be 50 questions. It's going to be half multiple choice and half free response. I'm assigning it next Thursday morning. It will be due the same time Friday morning. So it'll probably be assigned Thursday morning at 9 a.m. It will be due Friday morning at 9 a.m.
Ms. Woods, so yes. Next week we're Zooming at 9, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay.
Because those are 3 extra review days.
Okay. I'll probably go to the... Well, I'll try my best.
They are required, Merrick.
Okay. I don't know.
Let's just solve that problem. It's class.
Okay.
Guys, if y'all were in school, y'all
They're usually at 10, so...
Huh? Yeah, I know they're usually
at 10.
Earlier. But I'm Zooming pre-calculus Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 10. I can't Zoom y'all both. Yes, sir, Mr. Derek, you got a question?
Yes, for Tuesday, are we just doing at 9 or
just at
also
9? Just at 9. Because I'm trying to review for y'all and Algebra 2. I mean, pre-calculus. I have to be at my other job at 11. So that means we Zoom 9 to 10 for y'all and 10 to 11 for Algebra. I mean, the other class I teach, pre-calc. So I'm trying to give y'all the most review that I possibly can because an exam is a high stakes test. Okay. So here's this week. Today, Tuesday the 5th, Cinco de Mayo, Wednesday the 6th, Thursday the 7th, Friday the 8th. You're going to have a test on the quadratic part. That's the last unit we've done. We've done 4 units. You got to have a test on the last part. Saturday, we have an optional Zoom from 9 to noon. It's just y'all. If you attend 1 hour, it's 5 points. If you attend 2 hours, it's 5 points and 1 extra homework. If you can't do Saturday, Monday night, 6 to 9, but you will be thrown in with pre-calc on Monday night, 6 to 9. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are review days. We're Zooming every day from 9 to 10. So that's 3 extra hours of review And then Thursday is your exam. It is 50 questions, half multiple choice, half free response. Any questions about that? Okay, I graded your quiz from yesterday. Some of you did really good. Some of you didn't do so well. You can go back in at your convenience later and look and see what you made. A lot of you still don't know how to complete the square. A lot of you made a lot of kind of careless mistakes, but you can go back in. I got to brag on Merrick. He made a perfect score. So you can go back in and look. Where I would like you to turn right now in your exam packet, and if you didn't have a chance to print it off, then you'll just have to take notes on a sheet of paper and put them in later. If you will turn in your exam packet to I'm doing them out of order because we're reviewing first the stuff from Friday. Turn in your exam review packet to problem 118. Turn in your exam review packet to problem 118. If you don't have it, copy it out on a sheet of paper.
I can go ahead and print it. It'll only take a minute.
Well, that's fine, Zonell, but I'm going ahead and teaching, so go print it. But I'm going ahead, so that's fine. Go print it. All right, so your test on Friday only covers quadratics. And I tried to keep the quadratics together on this exam review packet, but I didn't do such a good job and they got spread out, okay? So I want you to mark which problems you're gonna be responsible for on your test on Friday so that you know, okay? Your test on Friday will be taken from any problem, like any problem, 118 to 126, 136 to 234. So if you can tell in your packet, half of this packet is the fourth unit. Okay? Your test on Friday can be any problem from this batch, 118 to 126 and 136 to 234. So I want to review today, at least I want to do one from each section as far as we can get, and then I'll tell you what your homework is for today and tomorrow, okay? So everybody turn to 118. If you don't have the packet printed off, you can copy out the instructions. It says, sketch the graph of each function. Determine if the function has a maximum or minimum value and find that max or minimum value. State the domain and range of each function. Okay, we are reviewing quadratics. What do you call a quadratic equation? What shape is it? Anybody know or remember what the shape of a
Wasn't it a parabola?
A parabola. Yeah, Emmanuel says it's U-shaped. It is a parabola. Okay. Does anyone remember the shortcut for finding the vertex of the parabola when it's in standard form? There was a little formula that let you find the vertex when it's in standard form. Does anyone remember? There was
2a over negative b.
You're close.
Negative a over 2b.
You're still close. You ain't got it
Negative
right.
b over 2a.
Negative b over 2a.
Finally there, finally.
There we go. Well, you're a fine one to speak. You didn't throw anything out.
No, I mean, like, we finally all got it. I wasn't trying to.
I warn you, Grayson, I'm in a smart alecky mood today, so you can't be more smart alecky than I am. I'm just telling you. So x equals negative b over 2a. In this problem, what is the b? Anybody?
Two.
2. The a is in front of the x squared. The b is in front of the x, and the c is the constant. So I do negative b, which Derek told me was 2. So that's going to be negative b, which is negative 2 over 2a. 2 times negative 1/3. Okay, 2 times negative 1/3 makes negative 2/3. Because if you have a third and you multiply it by 2, you get 2/3. Now, how do I do negative 2 divided by negative 2/3?
Multiplied by -2 by -3/2.
Yeah, you same, change, flip it. So negative 2 times negative 3/2. Derek correctly said when you're dividing a fraction, you do same, change, flip that puppy. And negative 2 times negative 3/2. A negative times a negative is a positive. And 2 times 3 is 6. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. Or I just think of it as those 2's canceling. And so we end up with a 3. So the x of our vertex is a 3. Now, how do I find the y of our vertex? Anybody? Derek.
You input the x back into the equation.
Yep, I plug it in, plug it in. So let's do that. Negative 1/3 times 3 squared plus 2 times 3 minus 2. So I plug it in, and then I do order of operations. 3 squared is 9. 9 times negative 1/3. Well, you're asking what's 1/3 of 9? 1/3 of 9 is 3, and the negative makes it negative 3. I just said negative, but I didn't write negative. Negative 3. 2 times 3 is 6, and then minus 2. So let's do that math. Negative 3 plus 6 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. So my vertex is 3, 1. So come to 3, 1 and put you a point there. My vertex is 3, 1. Now, guys, when you work these, if your vertex doesn't appear on your graph, you've done something wrong. The graphs are specifically there so your vertex fits. Any questions about that? Now, does anybody remember what you do once you do that? This was what we were doing just about the time Corona hit. It's been a while. Anybody remember what you do once you've got the vertex? I didn't write.
1357 times your a.
Yeah, Derek. 1, 3, 5, 7 times the a. A is negative 1/3. So 1 times negative 1/3 is negative 1/3. 3 times negative 1/3 is negative 3/3, but that reduces to negative 1. 5 times negative 1/3 is negative 5/3. 7 times negative 1/3 is negative 7/3. Do y'all remember the 1, 3, 5, 7?
Mm-hmm.
So I got to go down 1/3. So start at your vertex and go down 1/3 and over 1, down 1/3 and over 1 that way. Do y'all see where I did those? Now we got to go down a whole 1. So a whole 1 would make me 1/3 down the other way, like past 1/3 there, past 1/3 there. Now I've got to go down 5/3. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3. That makes you end up at an actual point. And I don't have room to go 7/3. So I've ran out of room. I hook it together with a smooth curve. Don't make it pointy. Okay. Yeah, Emmanuel's answering my 135, and I'm looking there, Emmanuel, on the chat, and I'm going, 135? What's Emmanuel telling me? 135. Okay, so we sketched the graph. We went down 1/3, then we went down. And guys, if it helps you, look what I'm doing. If this helps you, subdivide into 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I went down 1/3, then I went down 3/3, then I went down 5/3. Okay? That's fine, Emmanuel. I'm just glad you're paying attention. All right. Does this one have a max or a min?
Max.
Maximum. And the maximum value, the value is always the y. What's my max value there, y'all?
1.
1. Then the domain. Now, what do you know about the domain of parabolas? Does anyone remember?
All answers.
Yes, Grayson, to answer your question, the exam is going to be on LMS because it's going to be part multiple choice and part free response. The domain is all reals. Now the range. You remember the little thing that I said? The range begins at a min and it ends at a max. So this is a max. So my range is negative infinity up to the max value of 1. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about that? Okay. So I'm not going to do 119 because it's just like it. So I'm going to turn now to 120. Actually, I'm going to turn to, yeah, I'm going to turn to 120. Let's see which of these 4 I want to do. Let's do 122. This is in vertex form. So when they're in vertex form, you do a Woods Way chart. So let's review the Woods Way chart. Yep, that's Callie.
What?
The reason you can't see my thing is because my cat is sitting.
Ah. It's a cat.
Callie, Callie, you need to move. Mosey on. Yeah,
Still
yeah.
watching Gordon Ramsay?
Now she's sitting on top of my keyboard. And now, of course, she is laying underneath the document camera. Meet Callie. Here's her head. Callie, say hello to him. Because I'm going to move you because I'm working. Yeah, I know. I love you too, baby. You gotta move. Oh, all right. Let me decap my table. Put her on a softy blanket. She might stay for 3 seconds or not. Okay.
Well, hello there.
Okay, I'm back. All right. Woods Way chart.
Miss Woods,
Yes.
I got it printed, and I have been paying attention the entire time.
Very good. I appreciate that. All right. Woods Way chart. What are the parent points for a parabola? Does anyone remember? I'll help you out. We start at -2.
-2, 0, 1, 2, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4.
Yeah, 4. -2 squared is 4. -1 squared is 1. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. I think Chloe was saying it there as we went. Okay. Now, what do I put on the x side?
X minus 2 equals.
Yes, ma'am. On the y side, we have 2 columns. Anyone remember?
Times 2 minus 2.
Times 2 comes first and -2 comes last. Remember, the thing outside comes first, the thing at the other end comes last, the thing in the parentheses goes on the x side. Okay. Now let's do the y first because it's easier. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. 0 times 2 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. See how I got those? Now we are going to subtract 2. 6, 0, -2, 0, 6. right here, do we subtract 2 from each of the x's or do we add 2 to each
Add
x?
1 to make it equal.
Well,
So we need x equals something, so we add 2 to both sides.
yeah, you add 2. So if I add 2 to that, I get 0. If I add 2 to that, I get 1. If I add 2 to that, I get 2. And you can check yourself. 2 minus 2 equals 0. That works. 3 and 4. Let's graph it. Now, guys, when you do one of these, if the vertex is not on the picture, you've done something wrong. So 0, 6, 1, 0, 2, negative 2, 3, 0, 4, 6. What in this problem makes it skinny? It is skinny. What number in there makes it skinny?
Because the number's
Times
large.
2.
The 2, yeah. Larger numbers in front make it skinny. So we've graphed it. Now we've got to tell if it's a max or a min. Which one?
Minimum.
It is a minimum because it opens up. And the min value is minimum value is
-2.
-2. You'll see what my cat has texted here. It was going to go to Chloe about 10 million ones and 10 million I's and a bunch of pluses. Okay, minimum value is 1. The domain of this puppy is, no, minimum value is not 1. Minimum value is -2. I don't even know what I'm saying. Minimum value is -2. Right there it is. What's the domain?
And for parabolas, you never make it a pointed line. You always curve it. Yes.
It always has to curve. Yep. Yep, has to curve. What is the domain, y'all? I'm waiting.
Always all real.
Always all reals. And the range begins at the min, it ends at the max.
-2.
So it starts at -2 and it
In a
goes
bracket.
Yep.
Positive
All the way.
infinity.
all the way to infinity.
Sorry, I'm kind of just blurting out.
You're fine. All right. So we good? Any questions about that one? Okay. Let's turn to, trying to keep my papers in order here, to problem 123, 124, 125, and 126. Look at those and tell me what are different about those than the last ones we just did.
There's the little alligator mouth thing.
Yeah, what's that called?
Greater than or less than.
They're inequalities. So when you do one of these, you're going to have to shade. Okay? You do one of these, you're going to have to shade. So I'm going to do one to review. Let's do 124. This one is not in vertex form, so it's not a Woods Way chart. It's x equals -b over 2a. When you're doing these, it's either a Woods Way chart if it's in vertex form, that's the one with parentheses, or it's -b over 2a. So guys, on your own, do me the -b over 2a, then do the plug it in. Okay, Grayson asked, how are we going to do these on LMS for the exam? Well, Grayson, those might be multiple choice, and the multiple choice, I'm going to print out an exam, and there's going to be multiple choice answers on it, and you will put on LMS whether it's A, B, C, or D.
The numbers we use is 1, 3, 5, and 7, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Numbers we, okay.
Yeah. So Derek, are you telling me the X? I want the whole vertex, okay? Find me the whole vertex, everybody. So find me the whole vertex of problem 124. And when you got the whole vertex, type me the whole vertex.
How do you find the vertex again? I was printing while you were.
-b over 2a, and then you plug that gives you the x. Then you plug that back in, and that gives you the y. Derek, you got it. So Zonell, do -b over 2a, and that gives you the x value. Once you find the x, plug it back in, and that gives you the y. So Derek, since you've got it, go ahead and graph it. No, Merrick, you need to look at it again.
Whenever you plug it back in, do you square it first, or do you just multiply by?
Order of operations says you have to do exponents before you multiply. So you square it, then you multiply it by -2. And I'm waiting for everybody to figure me out a vertex. All right, Merrick, you've got the x, but I need the whole vertex. So plug the x back in to give me the y. I need a parenthesis x comma y.
I did something really wrong.
Chloe, you got it. Chloe, go ahead and graph it now that you got it. And remember,
Okay.
Chloe, it's a dotted line on this one because there's not a bar underneath it.
Okay.
Grayson, honey, I don't know what that is. -b over 2a gives you the x. You plug the x back. No. What you're giving me is the y-intercept. That's not what I'm asking for. You've got to find me the x of the vertex by doing -b over 2a. I'm glad we're reviewing because y'all be up a creek on your test on Friday. -b over 2a. And then you plug it. No, Grayson, look at it again.
I don't know how to do this.
Emmanuel, your x is not -3. All right, a bunch of y'all are flubbing you dub. In this problem, y'all, what's b?
12x.
B is 12. So this says -b. So I write -12. The formula has a negative in front of it. B was positive, but when I put a negative in front of it, it makes it negative. What is the a in this problem?
-2. -2 times -2 is +4.
No, honey, the bottom formula is just 2a. It is not -2a. The bottom formula is just 2a. 2 times -2 is -4. The bottom is just 2a. There's not a negative in that bottom.
But you plugged a in.
I plugged in a. A was -2. 2 times -2 is -4. What's -12 divided by -4?
3.
+3. Now, guys, a couple of you said, you got -3, and when you plugged it in, it gave you a big number. Yeah, it's okay. If you get a number that won't fit on here, that's telling you something's wrong. Okay, so let's plug it in. -2 times 3 squared plus 12 times 3 minus 17. I plug it right in. 3 squared is 9. Order of operations says you square first. 9 times -2 is -18. 12 times 3 is 36. And then I've got the minus 17. -18 plus 36 is +18. 18 take away 17 is 1. So my vertex is 3, 1. So put me a dot at 3, 1. Then I write my 1, 3, 5. And I multiply each time by the a value, which is -2. -2.
So you figure out x by plugging 1 back into all the.
No, you have to find x first, honey. I found x first and I plugged it in to get y.
Okay, that's finding. I am really stupid. I thought I was finding the y first.
No, you had to find the x first. You do this first, -b over 2a, and then you plug it in to find the y.
No.
Okay? And then
My
I
bad.
do the 135 times -2. And I get -2, -6, and -10. -2, I go down -2 and over 1. Then I go down -6 over 1. When I hook it together, y'all, I do not use a solid line. I use a dotted line because there's no bar underneath it. Now, am I done?
No, you gotta find the range and all that stuff.
No, not on this one. This one
Oh, the
just,
shading thing?
I've got to do the shading. This one doesn't say domain and range. It just says sketch. So I picked 0, 0. When I plug in 0, 0, 0 is greater than -2 times 0 plus 12 times 0 minus 17. -2 times 0 is 0. 12 times 0 is 0. And I get 0 plus 0 minus 17, which is minus 17. 0 is greater than -17. Is that true or is that false? This is, so 0, 0 was true. So if it's true, you shade it. So on this one, I am shading outside the parabola. On these, you either shade outside the parabola or you shade inside the parabola. And this one happens to be an outside. Any questions about that? Okay, so if you want to keep up with your homework as you go, 118 to 126 for tonight. We've done 3 of them. Okay, so that leaves a few more for you. That leaves you 119, 120, 121, 124, 125, 126. That's not all, but that's, I'm just going to keep up with it as we go. Any questions on graph? I don't have a clue how the shading worked. Okay, Merrick, let's do it again. I picked a point that's not on the parabola. I picked 0, 0, which is why right here I wrote pick 0, 0. You can pick 0, 0 unless the parabola goes through 0, 0. Then, Merrick, I plugged in a 0 for the y, and I plugged in a 0 for the x. So 0 squared is 0 times -2 is 0. 12 times 0 is 0. So I have 0 plus 0 minus 17. That gave me minus 17. The y was 0. 0 is greater than -17. If that's true, I shade on top of 0, 0. If it's false, I shade where 0, 0 isn't. This was true, Merrick, so I shade on top of 0, 0. If it's false, I would have shaded inside. Okay. Merrick says he got it now. We good? Okay. Now here's where I got out of order. These problems down here are for review another time, so skip that. Go with me now to problem 136. Turn in your packet to 136. These are factoring, okay? I've made these multiple choice. We'll go through and make sure we've done at least one of every type. Probably on your final exam, they won't be multiple choice. They will probably be free response. But on the review, I made them multiple choice. So look with me at problem 136. The first thing I want you to tell me is what pattern is 136?
Difference of perfect squares.
It is a difference of perfect squares. It has 2 pieces. It has a minus in the middle, and both of them are square. So how does it factor when you have a difference of perfect squares? Which one of these is your answer? Text it to me. Y'all look at it. It's multiple choice. Look at the answers and text me which one it is. Derek, you are correct. Merrick, you are correct. Emmanuel, you are correct. Zanel, you are correct. Chloe, you are correct. Waiting on Grayson. Grayson, a difference of perfect squares. You take the square root of the first one. The square root of 25m squared is 5m. You take the square root of the last one. The square root of 81 is 9. When it's a difference of perfect squares, it's 1 plus and 1 minus. So the correct answer to that one is B. This one's wrong because if you multiplied it out, you get negative 25m squared. This one's wrong because this one's what a PST looks like. Okay, Grayson. All right. So 136 was a difference of perfect squares. So we've reviewed that. All right, let's look at 137. Can anybody tell me what pattern of factoring 137 is? Anybody recognize that one? Anybody recognize 137?
PST.
It is a PST. Thank you, Chloe. It is a PST. It is a perfect square trinomial.
Don't you just take the sign of B and then put it in with the square root of the?
It's the sign. It's the sign of the middle. So that one is a perfect square of 5b and 5b. This
one's B again?
Huh?
I'm talking to myself. I'm sorry.
That's a perfect square of 3. You multiply the two together, that's 15. You double it, that gives you 30. So that works. So the way you factor it is you put 5b and a 3 in a parenthesis, the sign of the middle, and you square it. So the correct answer to this one is B. Okay. Any questions about that? On your exam, these will not be multiple choice because they're too easy to cheat if they're multiple choice. Nope, what? Nope, what, Merrick? Oh, no questions. Okay. Guys, why do I say it would be too easy to cheat if these were multiple choice on your exam? What do I mean by that?
Because if you got it wrong, it most likely wouldn't be one of those problems, and then you would notice that it was wrong.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't really what I was thinking of. But that's a good thought. Anybody know why I wouldn't make these multiple choice? Because you do not have to know how to factor. You could just FOIL them back out. And I had somebody 2 years ago that refused to learn to factor. They absolutely refused to learn how to do it. And they thought they could get by always doing FOIL. And so when I made their final exam, all the factor problems were just free response. And they couldn't do one of them because they never learned how to factor. So make sure that y'all learn how to factor. Okay, so we did 136, which was a DOPS. We did 137, which was a PST. Turn with me now to 138. Okay, 138 is another PST. Y'all do it on your own and tell me what the answer is. Do on your own 138 and tell me and text me what the answer is. I'll give you a hint. It's another PST. Okay, Emmanuel, you are correct. Derek, you are correct. Chloe, you are correct.
Which problem are we answering?
138.
38, my bad.
Okay, Grayson, you got the right answer. Chloe, you got the right answer. Merrick, you got the right answer. Zonell got the right answer. I think that was all of you. This one was 3x plus 4 squared. Okay. 139 is not a PST. Does anyone remember what I called the pattern on 139? Anybody remember what I called this one?
Trix.
Yes, ma'am. It's a trix. A trix is a trinomial that starts with x squared. Well, in this case, r squared. So remember that you find two numbers that multiply to give me the end, but add or subtract. You look right here. In this case, it's subtract to give me the middle. So I put an R and an R. What two numbers multiply to give me 60, but subtract to give me 4? Two numbers that multiply to give me 60, but
6 and
subtract
10.
6 and 10. Now, most everybody usually gets that, the 6 and the 10. Then they screw up the signs, okay? So now if you're looking at my multiple choice, that one's got 6 and 10, that one's got 6 and 10. Which one is it correctly? Merrick says it's D. Why, Merrick? You're right.
Because the 10's positive. If you subtract 6 from 10, you get a positive 4.
Yep. Positive 10 minus 6 is positive 4. If you put the signs the other way, if you put a negative here and a positive there, you would get a negative 4. If you make them both negative, you'd get a negative 16. If you make them both positive, you get a positive 16. So the correct answer to that one is D. Okay. That one's a trix. I would like you to do 140. It's a trix on your own and text me what the answer is to 140. So do 140 on your own and text me the answer. Then we're going to review box because that's the pattern of factoring we haven't done. Okay. Grayson, you are correct. Chloe, you are correct. Emmanuel, you are correct. We're doing 140. Chloe's right. Emmanuel's right. Derek's right. Zonell is right. Merrick is right. So I think I'm waiting on you, Grayson. Oh, I did. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Apparently I already told Grayson his was right. N plus, I didn't remember. N plus 3, N minus 2. That one was another trix. Okay. Now, let's review GCF real quick, and then we'll do box, and then we'll call it a day. Look at problem 142. It's a GCF. What does that stand for? GCF. What does it stand
Greatest
for?
common factor.
Greatest common
Yes,
factor.
sir. Greatest common factor. Look at 142 and tell me, what is the greatest common factor of 3a squared and 10a?
A.
A. So I pull it out. What will be left?
3a plus 10.
Which is answer A. Okay. Now we got to do a box. Let's see who's, let me let Derek back in. All right. Now we got to do a box, and then I'll tell you exactly what I want you to do for me for homework tonight. And then I'll tell you what I want you to do. Well, actually, I'll tell you, I'm not taking a homework grade until Thursday, so you got tonight and tomorrow. But I want to do right now problem 147. It reviews the box, okay? But before I do the box, look at 147. Do y'all see anything? Look at 147. Does
They're
anyone
all
see?
divisible by 3.
They're all divisible by 3, so pull it out first. Guys, always do the GCF first if it has one. Okay. Now, this is what I call, well, we started with GCF. What's left is what I call gentry. Okay. I multiply 3. We're reviewing gentry. Multiply 3 times 10. What's 3 times 10, y'all?
30.
30. I need 2 numbers that multiply to give me 30, but add, and the reason I say add is because there's a plus right there, add to give me negative 11. What 2 numbers would
5
multiply?
and 6.
Okay, but to get it to be negative 11, it would have to be negative 5 and negative 6. So I draw a box. What number goes here? Always.
3v squared.
Yep. What number goes here?
Why would 3v squared go there?
Always. The first term always goes there. Always. What number goes here? Emmanuel
10.
told me 10. The last number always goes there. Now, these two, it doesn't matter which one goes where. Okay, you'll get the same answer. If you flip one, if you turn them one way, you'll get it down the side. If you turn it the other way, you'll get it across the top, but you'll get the same answer. Negative 5v, because really what you're doing is you're splitting this piece up. Negative 5v, negative 6v. Now what do I do?
You do the columns and rows for multiplication.
I do GCF, yep, 4 times. 2 rows and 2 columns. So let's start with the rows. What did these 2 have in common?
V.
V. What do these 2 have in common?
Which ones?
These 2.
Negative, no, just 2.
They have negative 2 because the power player is the first one. Whatever his sign is, that's what comes out. All right, these 2, what do they have in common? Up and down.
V.
3V.
More than V.
3V.
3V. And these 2 have in common?
5.
Negative 2.
Negative 5.
Oh, I put it 6.
If you put your 6 in the other place, then
Yeah,
you would.
that's what it's been so weird to me. Okay.
All right. So, guys, if you want to check yourself, I don't remember if I showed you this or not, but to check and make sure they're right, V times 3V is 3V squared. Watch my pencil, y'all. V times negative 5 is negative 5V. 3V times negative 2 is negative 6V. Negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. You multiply the things outside, they've got to equal the box inside. So this one's right. Now my final answer, read down the side and across the top, and the order doesn't matter. Don't forget the 3 you've already pulled out. So my correct answer to this problem is D. We good? Okay. So let me tell you what I want you to do for homework. And this homework is due on Thursday, okay? So you're going to work on it today. You're going to work on it tomorrow. So let's go back and pick up. It was 118. I've lost my paper. 118. Homework due Thursday. 118 to 126. And then I would like you to do 136 through 164.
Will we take picture distance?
I
What?
don't know. I'm on Thursday when we Zoom back together. I'm going to put you on your honor, so you don't have to upload anything. Okay.
Yes.
No uploads. That doesn't look right. 118 to 126. 136 to 164. Okay. For Thursday, no uploads. Okie doke. By Thursday morning. Yeah, you can go to church history manual. By Thursday morning, not, not like, not Thursday after class, by Thursday at class. Okie dokie.
Alrighty.
All right, love you guys, and I will see you Thursday. Yeah, 118 to 126 and 136 to 164. That's right, Grayson. All right. So I will see you guys all on Thursday. Okie doke.
Okay. Bye.
I'm Eric.